So the past week has been another massive move for the S&P 500. Check this out over the past 5 days. You can see that the S&P 500 is up by 3.4%. And as you guys know, I have been investing £100 every single day the stock market is open into the S&P 500. So here I have been investing in my trading 212 stocks ISA. You can see the rate of return over the past week up by 3.2%. So a massive movement in a portfolio that is 100% S&P 500. You can see I am up by £3,543. Now at my lowest point, I was actually down by 0.6% overall, and my portfolio value at that point was £106,782. You can see we have come a long way in that week. So of course, in this video, I'm going to update you guys on investing £100 every day into the S&P 500. Now, if you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, all you have to do is to click the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days and haven't received a free share, all you have to do is click the 3 horizontal line menu over here, scroll all the way down until you see the use promo code section, and in this menu just enter my code JUBAIR. So as you can see here, I have 2 investments, one lump sum that I did on the 19th of December. So like I said in the beginning, the S&P 500 on Google was up by 3.4%, and we can see this fund, the iShares Core S&P 500, the GSPX, is up by 3.36%. When we compare it to the VUSA, we can see that fund is up by 3.37%. And as I explained in the introduction of this series, the reason why I'm doing this is because this fund is a hedged version of the S&P 500. So any fluctuation that we do see between the pound and the dollar, they will be minimized. And I just want to keep it fair in that aspect. But anyway, you can see on the 19th of December, I spent £105,800 on this fund. And since then, I am up overall, including the ones that I have in the pie, by 2.07%, or a positive gain of £2,208. And now the interesting thing will be to see if on Monday, the stock market, the S&P 500 opens up much higher or lower. Currently at £10.12 for the GSPX, but we have seen this higher. So I would be very interested to see what happens. The stock market is easily one of the hardest things to predict. So I guess it could go either way. So now in this pie here, we have the £100 everyday portfolio. You can see that I have been depositing £100 every day the stock market was open since the first day the stock market was open this year. So Saturdays and Sundays, I leave them alone because I think there's no point of investing £300 on Monday just to make up for that. Plus, it also means that my £3,000 that I intend to invest over 30 days will span a bit longer. But anyway, since depositing £100 since the 2nd of January, I have a rate of return of 3.3%, and that is a total return of £20.62. You can see my net deposits on day 12 basically at £1,200. Interestingly, a lot of the return has happened over the past week. As you can see, my rate of return over the past week is even higher at a positive 3.6%. So over the last week, I have gained around £33.91. If you're wondering how the math works in this chart here, well, you can have a 1 day, 1 week, 1 month as usual, and it just takes into consideration the different times you buy high or low, and it does it as a percentage. But if we press here to the maximum amount, we can see our rate of return is 6.1%. You can also see over the past week, we've actually had a crazy ride in the stock market. When the S&P 500 opened on Monday, you can see we were down by £4.81. On Tuesday, things looked a lot better. We were up by £1.74. And then you can see Wednesday was a very good day, up by 2.4% or £18.76. And then towards the end of the day, even higher, £20.88. Of course, there's going to be a lot of fluctuation, second to second. So I'm really just going over the highlights of the day. And then you can see on Thursday, up by 3.2% overall, up by over £26. And then Friday, closed really well. We are up by over £31. From this graph here, you can see over the past week, actually pretty much just an incline. Since the stock market opened on Monday, we've had a really, really strong week, up by 3.4%, which is excellent. Now, I also want to show you guys this pie that I had, and I made a previous series about this, the S&P 500 every single day, where I invested £10 into the S&P S&P 500 every day. The difference was that this was in the iShares Core S&P 500, the IUSA, and as you can see, the return has been very similar. So within 1 week, the FX impact of having dollar or pounds is, minimized unless there are huge shocks to the system. So since the 10th of October, where I started £10 every day into this, and then on the 2nd of January, I stopped actually depositing further into here. You can see my net deposits at £610, and I just left it there. So since then, even though I've done nothing to the portfolio since the 2nd of January, my rate of return since investing from October is up by 11.2%. Really, really good there. And my total rate of return in terms of pounds and pence is £36.06. That means basically 3 entire days of deposits free if you look at it like that. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next video.